2018 430i BMW. So I think I've made 1 or 2 videos about this particular car and some other problems with other cars. This is a YF1234 car, but that's not the only problem. Here's a problem I haven't been having, body shops and mechanical shops. I'm in a situation here, what I come to many times, that there's so many electronic sensors, and there's the motion and anti-collision sensors. Now it's no longer just air conditioning for a passenger. It's thermal management for a battery pack. In this case, on this particular vehicle, there's no air conditioning condenser on this. It has a fluid heat exchanger. It uses glycol through a heat exchanger. It does not use refrigerant in a condenser. So in this situation, it was in a very small collision, and I see this a lot. I just left the shop where I told them it's going to be $500 if you want me to even start to diagnose the electrical problem on it. And they're a shop who's been in business for nearly 40 years, and the owner, who works every day on cars, could not figure out the problem. And he said, do it. He didn't even flinch. And I said, that's a 2-hour minimum just to find a problem, and that's no repair. And do it. This is how desperate places are getting for technicians. There's such a lack of technicians in this industry. There's no one to do the drivability or electrical anymore. If you are a technician and you're in the drivability, smog, and you're doing drivability and electrical repairs and big collision repairs, total out repairs, stuff like that, you are automatically in the $150,000 to $180,000 a year bracket. If you're not, quit your job and go find somewhere else. It's that serious. And if somebody says they're all right, no problem. Quit. Start your own business. Find a few guys and make your own business. At this level of technology now, the repairs are at such a spot, even me, to hire a guy now, if I want somebody to do what I need to do now, this guy is not making less than $150 a year. Okay, this will upset a lot of owners. That's too effing bad. It comes down to that. People make fun of me because I'm going back to university's college and taking an engineering degree on electronics for electrical modules, and actually down to the part where I take circuit boards apart in modules and I do the repairs within modules, not just replacing parts. And it's going to be a 4-year course that I'm going to, unless I skip it and go down to the 2.5-year course and just do the necessary electrical component part of it for 2.5 years. We'll see what happens. But I need to teach my son too, and my grandchild. And electronics has always been my toy, my hobby. Electrical, making stereos, making amplifiers, making preamplifiers, making things out of Arduino and Apple Pi to make control modules that can run a whole HVAC system from scratch with little cheap sensors instead of buying expensive units. If you have a $2,500 AC control body module in a car, you can actually bypass it with a little Arduino system, a few sensors, tapping into existing sensors, clearing out the code, feeding back a piggyback signal back to the computer so it doesn't throw a code, so it thinks it's sending out the signal to operate something, but you did nothing but put no more than a $45 or $75 little module with your own modifications, tapped into the wiring and got the system out without changing a $1,500 or a $2,300 body control module after an accident. This is the level technicians in the future will need to be in, not just parts changers. I know dealerships and large shops just want to pay minimum to guys, and they want to make everything really simple to diagnose. That is the way the industry is trying to go into, but right now it's in a turmoil, and I'm seeing more and more shops go out of business. I think in another video last year, so this would be 3 years ago almost, or 2 years ago, in a 2-year period of time, in 2 of my neighboring cities right next to us, South City, San Bruno, we've had like over 45 shops close doors permanently. And it's not because somebody sold their building or anything like that. They couldn't keep up. Between body shops and mechanical shops closing and nobody to take their place. This is the state of the industry. We have to train technicians. You have to try to promote getting schooling out there. Take somebody, go to a trade school and bring somebody in and try to teach them. You have to mentor because the students coming out of school never went to a high school with an automotive shop. They don't have electronics classes. That stuff is all gone now. And so now we're getting employees coming in green with 0 experience instead of 2 or 3 years or 4 years of high school experience. They're gone. And insurance companies for body shops, I feel sorry for them. They don't say, oh, we don't pay that. We won't pay it. Well, too bad, dudes. It's not getting fixed then. And but you have a contract with us and you have to fix it at such and such price. Well, if a shop cannot employ a full-time automotive technician at 150, 180 grand a year, then this is going to be a shop that is not going to be on my list anymore as a customer, because they're going to be bankrupt and out. They're going to quit. They're going to sell whatever. They're going to close their doors like a lot of shops. There'll be fewer and fewer, and it's getting more and more expensive to open up a modern day shop, especially in a place like San Francisco or New York or Dallas or anything like that. Any of the big cities, Chicago, forget it. What I've seen in the last 5 years or so is small technicians, individuals who work at, like, say, a BMW guy and a Mercedes guy, maybe an Audi or a Volkswagen guy, and 1 or 2 guys are good at drivability and electrical. Another guy is good at the body control modules and transmissions and taking apart dashes and stuff, and another guy is good at something else. They're going out, moving into less expensive parts of the city, and going together as separate but combine their expenses in one little location, and they're all their own individual owners of their own little division, but they all work together because they can't work apart from each other. They need their overlapping businesses to take care of something they're not that good at. This has been the small way to go in expensive cities. This is what's happening. The guys who are trying, are old timers who are not keeping up with the new technology, they're either closing shop, they can't even sell. Their businesses are worthless because they've been declining and losing their clientele. And so, and if somebody wants to invest in one of these shops, not knowing how to train their own technicians and diagnose themselves, good luck with that. Because those shops who have been coming in have been going out of business. And that will be the new standard for the new future technology.